They've got a future too, for sure.
Well, you want? Well, we've been having top five lists, and it's been going good, right?
Yeah, it has. I think so. I mean,
Hmm.
people seem to be pretty interested in it, and they have their own opinions. But this is where we also want you to hit the comment section because no answers right. Absolutely no answers right. So, what do you want to do a top five list on today, Alex?
Top five under 21 goalkeepers. That'd be
Okay.
interesting. I feel like there's a lot of keepers that aren't mentioned a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah, and
and deserve to be mentioned.
you specifically left out the age that Gianluigi Donnarumma is. So I get where you're going here. The life past Gigio, correct?
Yes,
All
I
right.
love that title. We should put that as the YouTube title. Life past Gigi Donnarumma at under 21s.
I like that too. Let's do it.
So you want to do? You start with the number five, and I start with the number five.
Sure.
You started in the previous one. I'll start on this one. I think.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. My number five is no. I'm not gonna make like a like a huge announcement, but it's a Turkish player, Ersin Destanoğlu. I know I butchered it,
Yeah.
but it's a good Besiktas player, very good goalkeeper. Mentally, you can see his face. He's got that ruthless face,
Yeah.
which he's which he does justify it on the pitch because feel like I did see he's averaging 89 minutes per game for Besiktas this season. So he is becoming a very important player, and we might see him in the Turkish national team next to Demiral, and yeah.
Yeah.
So he's my number five.
I think that's a good one, and I think we'll bring him back a little bit later, but I'm not going to tell you where.
Okay.
Okay, and I have a couple more stats about him that I know you know, and you didn't want to steal my thunder, so
It's the
you
clean
let me
sheet,
have all
right?
of it. So I have to preface this because my number four and my number five are more what's the word? Ambitious. They're more
Okay.
aspirational in that I think these two have unbelievable ceilings,
Mm,
but they have not yet realized those or even gotten close to it. And in one case, my number five's case, they haven't been given the chance.
okay.
And I am definitely going to butcher this name, so please, you have a better handle on this than I do. Arnaud Tenache for Barcelona.
Arnaud Tenash. Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
said it right. Yeah.
yeah. Well, thank you. I tried my best here, but his reflexes. Okay, so I have not seen a young goalkeeper's reflexes um, this good. And
Okay.
we've been able to watch quite a bit of him, especially when I get codes that allow me to watch some of the La Masia games. Um, but he's got, as any La Masia goalkeeper we can
Careful.
attest to, he's got phenomenal feet, phenomenal distribution. His shot stopping and his reflexes specifically are otherworldly, in my opinion. I just think the biggest problem here is how do you make your way to it's going to have to be a loan, most likely, or a
Okay. First
backup or
does.
whatever. But he's my number five. He's only 19. He's basically a baby when it comes to goalkeepers. And I think we'll see a whole lot more of him, and it might not be with Barcelona in the future. I don't know.
I like that pick. I like that pick. And you're taking the La Masia talents. I absolutely love that pick.
We could do a whole podcast on La Masia talents, probably
Was
a
it
whole series.
Onana? Onana was a goalkeeper at La Masia.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Icardi. Icardi wasn't a keeper, but
Yeah.
he was at La Masia. But Onana, so he might follow the footsteps of going to Ajax. Everybody's going to Ajax from Barcelona, in my
That's an
opinion.
interesting thought because he'd do very well there. He would.
Mm,
And
okay.
Kel Sherpin, who's the young guy that is supposed to potentially take over for Stecklenburg at Ajax, he just hasn't shown what people really want to see. And I might get hurt in the comment section for that, but I know recently in the sparing starts that he received,
Mm,
he was not very not compelling. Let's say that.
okay.
Whereas Tanash, right away, I think he'd endear himself to a place like Ajax for sure.
Okay.
All right. So who's your four?
My number four is Diogo Costa
Okay.
because
Yeah.
he's one of the best vocal keepers he's so vocal, and I want to say the best young trio at defense in the world at under 21 is Diogo Queiroz, Diogo Leite, and Diogo Costa.
Okay.
0 goals suffered in the Portuguese under 21 league. Zero goals suffered in the under 21 European Championship by Diogo Costa, Diogo Leite, and Diogo Queiroz. Plus, they played in the UEFA Youth League, and they killed it.
Yeah.
So I was highly impressed with Diogo Costa. The only thing I would improve a lot would be the corners. You can still see he's a little bit shaky on the corners, but
Okay.
reflexes, vocal. It's really Diogo Leite and Diogo Costa were so good. I'd say it was 2 years ago, 2019, when Diogo Costa had the chance to play for Porto's A team, and he had 6. Listen to me. Diogo Costa had 6 clean sheets in his first 6 matches for Porto.
Uh-huh.
So that's a heck of a stat, and
That is a heck of a stat.
let's
Makes
hope.
me wonder. Makes me wonder why Porto doesn't put that defensive spine intact for the
Yeah.
future and let them grow together.
Diogo Queiroz went to. It must be Sérgio Conceição, but Diogo Queiroz went to Famalicão.
Okay.
So, but they're playing really well.
Was
Next
that permanent
stage,
or was that a loan?
it's a permanent, but 50%
Oh,
of the next deal will go
Okay.
to Porto. So if Porto were to want to buy Diogo Queiroz, they'll have an easy deal because they already have 50% of it.
Makes
So,
sense.
but if you guys want to check out more of these 3 players, this is going to be the next stage of the under 21 European Championship, and Portugal will play with Pote, Daniel Bragança, Vitinha. Whew, Vitinha has such a good technique,
Yeah.
such a good youngster. Wolves, snatch him up.
Yeah.
You'll regret it if you don't get it.
I believe the word is buttery. Yeah. He's a lot of fun to watch.
I like him.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with my number 4 since you're really going after these Portuguese players hard. I gotta go with a little bit of a homer type of situation here. I'm gonna give you the best goalkeeping prospect right now in the United States, and let's remember, before Christian Pulisic, before Gio Reyna, before Weston McKennie, America was known mostly for their goalkeeping transplants. Right? You had guys like Brad Friedel at
Tim
Liverpool
Howard.
and Blackburn. You had Tim Howard at Manchester United, and Everton is what he's known for. You even had, even before Zach Steffen, Casey Keller at Rayo Vallecano and in the Bundesliga, and I think with Leicester City, actually, in the Premier League. And these guys were known for standing on their head because the U.S. was not very good most of the time, and they were pretty amazing. So there's another guy that he's setting himself up to be in that category, and that's David Ochoa. He's a 20-year-old, plays for Real Salt Lake. Salt Lake is known for Richie Ledesma, Sebastian Soto.
Okay.
But David Ochoa has shown he's got a little bit of a swagger to him. His shot stopping is unbelievable. He made at the Olympic qualifiers some amazing saves. And then you were also reminded as to how young he was, because he made a pretty brutal mistake in the semifinal that would have seen them. All they had to do was beat Honduras, and they would have qualified for the Olympics. But a pretty bad mistake got him started on the bad footing. But either way, regardless, expect a young goalkeeper. Exactly. We wouldn't have Ilan Meslier where he is if he didn't make mistakes, right? But David Ochoa, I got to say, out of the U.S. crop of next level goalkeepers, he's my number 4. And you're going to see a lot of him this year because he's won the starter position and the MLS season just started. So keep him on your radar. Buy him in FM, buy him in career mode, whatever you need to do. Get him there.
Is he cheap?
He might be. Yeah, he's got to be. I think. Well, so somebody else, tell us in the comment section. I don't know. You might have 30 million some other time, but let's keep moving because we got a lot to talk about, right?
For sure.
Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is the QRC gang goalkeeper, Martin van der Voort. Why? because he's such a good talent in terms of potential. He might be, of all the 5 players that we're going to mention, the one that has the most potential. Donnarumma type potential.
Yeah.
Because he's the youngest keeper in the Champions League. He's got amazing reflexes. Like Van der Voort has really good reflexes.
Yep.
Plus, look at this stat. Not a stat, but more of a curiosity. He played in the UEFA Youth League one day. And in the same day at night, he played in the Champions League. He was on the bench of the Champions League. So UEFA Youth League by the day, and at the night, subbed at the UEFA Champions League matches.
Florian Wirtz type situation there. Love it. Love it.
And Greenwood, right? Greenwood was doing
Greenwood,
the essays, and he needed to go to Paris.
Love it.
So he's my number 3.
That's a good pick, and I would love to see. I think he follows us on Instagram. I'd love to see his Genk teammates talk him up a little more because he's had a good season for them. He really has. I don't think that young Genk team has done what they wanted to do this year, but they are inching closer in the championship round in Belgium to Club Brugge at the top. So they're still in it. They're still in it, and the big reason why. Yeah,
that's a goodbye. Goodbye, your boy.
Yeah, McKen. Yeah, absolutely. But that's a good number 3. My number 3 is going to be a little more far east, and not far east like Japan, Eastern Europe, and I'm going to go with Anatoly Trubin, who has been the starter for Shakhtar.
Yes.
Shakhtar obviously has been a perennial, call him a powerhouse, definitely, or a place where interesting Brazilians go to play. But Trubin at 19, I believe, has been a starter this year, the whole year, and he's got 15 clean sheets. So again, obviously, with a goalkeeper, you pretty much get what? Reflexes, shot stopping, not making egregious mistakes. He's shown that you don't hold on to that position. You don't hold on to, being the number 1 at a place like Shakhtar without testing your mettle and showing that you can do things. And I believe his crowning achievement this year was blanking Real Madrid. He served them up a whole lot of nothing.
I was gonna mention that one. Really good mention. That's a really good mention. Like, he was really good with Real Madrid. Yeah, like Real Madrid didn't score that match. Is it that right?
No, and I think he made like 8 or 9 saves. He was killer. Just amazing. And
you remember those results? Those shocking results of Shakhtar in this Champions League. Why would they want to change it?
I know.
Well, you mentioned him, and I'm gonna mention now that he's my number 2. Trubin he's my number 2. And another thing that Trubin has going along with him is that he's a very tall keeper. He's a very tall keeper for his age, and that match against Real Madrid, yeah, he was so good. Good. You took it. Like, what you said, on point. With Trubin.
Good.
And it was José Bout probably that got him. Like, the mastermind that was at Benfica, José Bout. So now he's at Shakhtar, getting all those Brazil. How did they get so many good Brazilian players? I don't get it.
I don't either. They find some diamonds in the rough. And some they're not gonna get the Reniers, and then they're not gonna, and I probably killed that name, the Vinicius. They're not gonna get those players, but they will get the I'm already blanking on them, but my favorite is their right back, which is I think his name is just Dodo. And he has been amazing at times. The limited amount of minutes I've been able to watch him, young guy too, 22 maybe. So I love what they do there, and always a place to look for up and coming stars. And Trubin is absolutely one of them. But since there's overlap, since there's overlap there, I gotta go with Destanoğlu, and I probably said that wrong, but Ersin Destanoğlu. And I put him as high as 2. Why?
2. Why?
Why? I know. Why? I've actually seen him play a couple times recently, and absolutely phenomenal. He has had stinkers of games, though. He hasn't been Mr. like rock at the back, but he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
But listen to this. 35 starts this year for Besiktas. Is that how you pronounced
Uh,
it?
I say Besiktas. You
Be-
say
Bes-
how'd you say it?
Besik. I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know.
it's
You
just
said it
funny.
right. Whatever you said, everyone rewind, listen to how he said it, and go with that.
Besiktas.
Um, he's only been conceding 1 goal a game, which is
Okay.
actually pretty good. And Super League is actually a pretty high scoring league. So I think that's pretty great. 13 clean sheets. And even better, you ready for this?
Tell me.
35 games in net. You don't win the title if you just have some guy that's not worth it in
I
goal.
agree. I
And
agree.
Destanoğlu may have been. You ready for this? We were talking about Jedson earlier and how Galatasaray lost the title by 1 goal. Well, guess who probably kept that goal out of net?
Well, your
Destanoğlu,
guy. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yep. So he probably was the difference if you think about it. It could have been the defense. It could have been whatever. But hey, for what we're talking about right now, the 20-year-old goalkeeper for Besiktas in Turkey, they won by 1 goal, plus 1 goal differential. I think this guy needs to be given a little more credit than he's currently getting. And it could be because not a lot of us Westerners look at Turkey when it comes to goalkeeping talent. But
True.
guess what? There is a lot of goalkeeping talent in Turkey, and I can list them all, but I'm going to kill their names. So I'm going to put it in the comment section if we cut this and put it up there. Okay?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That'd be great. That'd be great. So I'm assuming our number one is 1, 2, 3, Ilan Meslier.
That's the egg. Absolutely.
Okay.
Love it.
Why? Because he's been absolutely unbelievable in the Premier League with Bielsa. But do you have any special characteristic you absolutely love of Meslier?
You know, we talked about this with Foden, and some others. Mount too has this characteristic. You get a guy that's beaten down, and kind of victimized in some respects, and sometimes it's rightfully so. Although nobody deserves a whole lot of flack when it comes down to it. It's a football game, but he made some pretty bad mistakes in his first showings for Leeds United. Okay, and I mean really bad.
No, I remember.
Yeah, but ultimately he came back and he has provided us with how many man of the match performances this season, and
Against big teams.
against big teams. Yeah,
If you're playing away against Leeds, you're gonna have a tough match. Like I don't think Leeds. If you, I don't see them losing away from home. It's Bielsa. He seems to find it comfortable to be uncomfortable.
yeah.
So he's a quirky guy, but he's a really good coach. Guardiola says he's one of the best. And you know, I've said it in the past. I'd love to. I had seen Foden with Bielsa at Leeds, but
Yeah.
Ilan
Well-
Meslier, the future of France, Lafont. We still hopefully have high expectations, but Meslier right now he's taking the show at that French goalkeeper spot.